Micheal Otaka. I'm the founder of Alma Commodities. Alma Commodities is a company that specializes in the procurement, packaging, and distribution of tea. And we actually have a certain focus right now, which is areas that we call arid and semi-arid areas, or what someone can term as areas that you find harsh to carry out many agricultural activities, and they are probably have low population densities. So our focus is trying to avail quality products, in this case quality tea, that is hygienically packed at competitive prices to communities that are underserved by the existing major brands. So for a long time, myself and my partner have been really interested in solving problems. My background is in engineering, and I've also worked in the tea industry for around 11 years. And during my interaction at that time with people who used to visit where I used to be employed, I got to realize that many people don't know so much about Kenyan tea, and that they were used to so many different types of beverages, but tea, which was a backbone of Kenyan economy and still is a backbone of Kenyan economy, was a very far concept to them. So you could show them there are different types of tea grades and they would be really shocked. And I realized that outside there, there are so many people in Kenya who don't know what a good cup of tea should taste like. And that informed me of starting a business that will take this quality tea to these communities and these markets. Well, in the process of doing that, of course, I've come across interesting things. I've come across meeting very new and interesting people who have encouraged me along the way to be at this point. But at the same time, there are challenges that I've faced that include things like getting to convince people to try something new. Also regulatory challenges. You have to learn how a particular trade is supposed to be performed. There are so many counties in Kenya. You have to get approval to operate in this county. So these are just normal challenges that traders in Kenya probably experience. Our business has been good at is developing networks with the areas that we operate, and also working within our teams to enhance our strengths and minimize our weaknesses. And it's not a one-man show. So there are people in our team who are very good with dealing with people in authority. Others are very good in engaging communities. And we use these people to bridge these gaps that we find in the marketplace when we go doing our trade. I'll be the happiest person when every household in Kenya gets a good cup of tea. Okay, it's Alma tea. I'll be very much happy. Success for me, however, is to be able to impact the trade that I'm in and enable people to have a good product. The traders who are selling our product get good margins. People using our products get a good return. And the employees who we work with, they should be able to enjoy what they are doing for whatever time that they'll be doing. So to me, success is a wholesome growth of the ecosystem that I'm involved in right now. If you have an idea that you think is viable and you want to take it to the market, first get your target market and try to listen what exactly they want, so that you're actually fulfilling a particular need that is as per the consumer. That way, when you take your product or service to the market, you'll already have a ready pool of people to take up your product, and that will hasten your journey into entrepreneurship. What we call Cohort 10 for Growth Africa, I've met a lot of entrepreneurs with a very wide variety of ideas. And I've come to realize that some of the problems that you're facing are not unique to our enterprise. They're also being faced by the other businesses. Aside from that, there is also the ability of Growth Africa to bring in industry leaders and people who are very well versed in particular fields to give advice to us, and they give insights into how big corporations operate. And I think that is something that is not very easy for entrepreneurs to get. And Growth Africa gives you this platform that you are able to access a very wide range of advice, knowledge, and facilities, which I believe is a key thing for any person who's starting a business right now. The workshops have been very challenging in terms of they make you look at your business in and out, and the areas that you consider dark corners, you don't want to think about them. You're forced to look at them and face the monster in that corner and work on them. And in the process of doing that, you are held, your hand is held by your catalysts and growth modelers and the people running the program, and they offer you advice on how to tackle some of the problems, so you don't just wake up and find a big monster in your sitting room and you don't know what to do about it. So they tell you how to quickly bite off small chunks. The other thing is by exposing yourself to other people in entrepreneurship, they give you some certain bits of advice that eventually you might end up using, and might make your journey, has made our journey a bit easier. Yeah. If you get the right partner when you're starting the business, and we're talking people like GrowthAfrica, if I had GrowthAfrica when I was starting the business at the very first point, things will have been very different, because they offer you insights, they offer you advice, and they offer all these at practically no cost aside from your time. So I would say that if you are going into business, if you're an entrepreneur, the right partner will be a key success factor for your business. The team is fun to work with. You have a wide variety of skills, and they listen, they challenge you, they query, they come to your business, they look at it, and they do this confidentially, and you feel comfortable in their working space. And I think that is something that is so hard to come around, especially in Kenya, and I guess also in Africa. And therefore, GrowthAfrica is one of those areas that if it was all over Africa, it would have been better. But it's only here that, yeah, definitely. Well, my parting shot is if you're an entrepreneur and you're thinking of starting a business, talk to GrowthAfrica before you even move one step. It might change your life.